Hey guys, Miss Laughlin here with another story for you guys. Today is called Big Moon Tortilla. This is a really fun story. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. This is Big Moon Tortilla by Joy Cowley. So she's the author, that means she writes the words, and the illustrator is Dwayne Strongbow. That means they drew the pictures. By the time Marta Enos had finished her homework, the sky was orange with sunset, and a fussing wind was blowing across the desert. So now we already know the setting of this story. It takes place in the desert. Marta Enos opened her window and looked outside. In the cookhouse, grandmother was making tortillas for the church supper. She slapped them into large circles and tossed them onto the iron plate over the mesquite fire. Grandmother's Big Moon tortillas were the best in the world. So there you can see Grandma making the tortillas. The head of Marta Enos was filled with the knowing of fresh tortillas. Oh, that sweet, crisp little bit burnt smell. It went to Marta's stomach, which rumbled and growled. And then on down to her feet, making her toes twitch toward the cookhouse. The legs of Marta Enos could not wait another minute. They were in such a hurry to run to the cookhouse that they knocked over Marta's table. And that is when the disaster happened. What do you think the disaster is going to be? Make a prediction right now. I will too. I predict all her papers are going to go all over the floor. Let's see what happens. Let's see if I'm right. The homework papers with their neat writing and beautiful drawings went out the window and onto the breath of the fussing wind. Oh no, my prediction was not right, but oh my goodness gracious. The wind huffed the papers high into the air. Then with a little cough, it spread them over the village. My goodness, Marta has a big problem right now. It's her homework. The legs of Marta Enos were sorry for their mistake, and they ran out to chase the homework papers, which slipped and slid like kites without string. But the dogs, too, were chasing, leaping into the air. They barked to each other. A game! A game! Oh my gosh, this isn't a game for dogs. They can't rip those homework papers. In no time at all, the beautiful homework papers were torn and chewed into trash. Wow, Marta must be feeling really sad right now. The second disaster happened when Marta tried to pull a page away from a puppy. Her glasses fell off and she stepped on them. Oh my goodness. One arm of her glasses broke in half. So the arm of her glasses are what goes behind your ear. Goodness gracious. She did not smell tortillas anymore. Her head was filled up to her eyes with grief and tears as hot as chili peppers. Ruined homework, broken glasses. Marta Enos ran to grandmother. When they say the tears are hot, it means they're ready to come out. She's ready to start crying. There's the puppy ripping the page. Poor Marta Enos. Grandmother left her tortillas and sat down as big as a bed and warm from the cooking. As she smoothed Marta's hair with her floured hand, she said, "Hush, hush. If you cry so much, you'll put out the fire." "The dogs ate my homework, and I can't see to do any more," Marta sobbed. Poor Marta. Grandmother rocked her. "Little problem," she said. "Too small for a big rainstorm. We'll repair your eyeglasses." But the tears of Marta Enos still ran through her eyes and nose and made hiccups in her throat. So grandmother sang to her an old healing song, and with the healing song there was a story. When we have a problem, we must choose what we will be. Sometimes it is good to be a tree, to stand up tall in the desert and look all ways at once. Sometimes it is best to be a rock, to sit very still, seeing nothing and saying nothing. Sometimes when you have a problem, you have to be a strong mountain lion, fierce and ready to fight for what is right. Sometimes the wisest thing is to be an eagle and fly. When the eagle is high up, it sees how small the earth is. It sees how small the problem is, and it laughs and laughs. I bet we all can make a connection to a time we were feeling really upset, and then we realized it was a really small problem. Like maybe your pencil broke and it made you really frustrated, and then you realized, oh wait, this isn't that big of a problem. I can just sharpen my pencil or get a new one. I think we all can relate to that. Grandmother wound some tape around the arm of the glasses. She put the glasses back on the nose and ears of Marta Enos. That should be okay until we get them fixed, she said. Now one tortilla before supper. See, now you can see the tape. Grandma pinched a ball of dough and slapped it between her hands. Flip, flap, flip, flap, flip, flap. When it was as big and pale as a rising full moon, she dropped it onto the iron plate above the red-hot coals of the fire. Ah, the smell of tortilla bubbled and browned. I have decided, said Marta Enos, her legs doing a tortilla dance. I am going to be an eagle. Grandmother nodded. That is very wise, she said, turning the tortilla over. Fly high and laugh, then come back and do your homework. What a great story. I think that's a really important lesson for all of us. Sometimes we have to look at the problem and realize, this isn't a really big issue. I got to laugh about it and move on and do something else. Sometimes we might have to sit silent and think about it for a little more. There are so many different ways to deal with problems. I love you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed that story.